The idea is, right, it says here, question 3, hire purchase agreements. The idea is, with this car radio, it says it costs 960 rand. So that's the value of the thing. And then this person wants to buy it, or rather, they say Tokyo buys the radio on higher purchases. That's what the HP is telling us. You see, higher purchase. It's more like buying it on credit, right? And then it says, and agrees to pay a deposit of 100 rand. So before we even do anything, right? What we know is that if the radio costs 960, but he pays 100, automatically we know that 960 minus the 100 gives us 860. See, this is actually what he's going to be paying off over time. So he said here, and 24 months repayments of 45 rand a month. 24 times, right? So it says here, calculate the simple interest paid. So the total simple interest paid. So the idea with this question is, you have to think logically. He is just going to pay 45 rand over 24 months, you see. So let's find out what he pays in total, because we have to find out what he pays in total, and then we remove the 860 that he owes, and then whatever is left, that's the interest that he paid. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see in the calculator. What is 45 plus 24?
1080.
1080. So in total, he paid 1080, right? So what we know is 1080 minus 860. What does that give us?
That gives us 220.
Yes. So that's the total interest. See, total interest, total simple interest equals 200. You see. So that's A.
Is
B
it
says
200 or 220?
Oh, 220. Oops. 220. So yeah. And B says we should calculate the simple interest rate. So the idea is we should just work out the percentage, the simple interest rate. So it's funny, luckily we can just use the formula, because remember the simple interest formula says A is equal to P1 plus I times N. What we know is the amount that was borrowed is like 860. What was paid was 1080. You see, so this is the P value, this is the A value. You see, and then our value of N, we have to be careful now, because we know that our value of N, right, should always be related to, for example, in a space of 24 months, it's technically 2 years, you see. So if the interest rate here, they didn't say anything about the interest rate monthly or whatever, they just said interest rate. So we should think of it more on an annual basis, you see. So meaning this 24 months, we should just consider it
2 years.
as 2 years, yes. And then we can just see here, 1080, 860, 1 plus, we're looking for I, and here we can just say 2. So it's going to be 2 times I. And then here we're going to have to solve for I. Dividing both sides by 860. That's the first thing we do, right? So what is 1080 divided by 860?
At 1 decimal.
1 decimal. Let's see. This cancels this. 1 plus 2i. Oh, what's the fraction value? I think
Fraction value is 54 over 43.
So Then the 1 goes over. 43 minus 1 that equals to 2i. And then this minus 1, what does that give us? 11 over 43.
Yeah.
And then divided by 2, it's going to give us 11 over 86.
Yeah.
And then you have to remember this value is
You could
as a
times
percentage, we have to
100.
times by 100, yes. If we're going to write it as a percentage, what does it give us? You can give it as a decimal now.
12.79%.
There we go. That's the simple interest rate. You see, because you should almost imagine this money accumulated to 1,080 over 2 years. The interest rate is this per annum, P.A.
Okay, so
yeah.
Levi, the trick was when they asked you simple interest rate, then you use your formula. With the first one, they asked the total simple interest paid.
Yes, so the actual amount that was paid in terms of interest. So we know that interest comes in after you have paid what you owe. So what we know is since he paid above the 860, it means everything above the 860 is what is interest, you see, because the 860 is what he owed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's do the others. Whoa, what am I doing?